What's happening, and welcome back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today, we're going to look at something that I think some people might be delivered from, exposed, or even get some inspiration as to how to really get money right. But before we can get money right, we got to find out how we got money wrong. So let me ask you a question: what is the primary purpose of money? What's the primary purpose of money? Now, don't worry about what your answer is, because I can tell you that I messed up. So I'm coming here because I need to let you know I messed up in how I looked at money, and mentors and coaches had to help me to overcome these beliefs. What is the primary purpose of money? This is a question we're going to answer. We're going to look at the three primary purposes of money, and then we're going to be delivered into a new way of thinking. How about that? So, primary purpose of money for people that are, you would say lower class, broke, or I don't know. I don't even want to explain what this group is. The primary purpose is just to spend it, use it on stuff, right? Then the second group of people is the primary purpose of money is to do the same as those guys, but also to preserve their good credit. And then the third group of people, which is the group that we all have to position ourselves into, is the primary purpose of money is to make money with the money we make. And from the money we make, then we spend money on the things we need. I'm going to say that again, because this bothered me. The primary purpose of money is to make money with the money you make. And after you've made money that you've made, then you spend money on the things you need. But you never spend the money that you initially made. Yeah, I know. This is how many faith-driven people get money wrong every single day. Look, I'm a faith-driven leader. I'm a faith-driven business person. I'm all faith. And here it is. I've gotten this wrong for many years. Money's coming in to pay for stuff. Just paying for stuff. Not necessarily to grow stuff, to grow it. But think about the indoctrination of money. Right? Because if you and I were taught the primary purpose of money is to pay your bills, that's why people go to work every day, to make sure they get their bills paid, to make sure they have a couple of dollars to go to the grocery store, to make sure they can pay for the kids to go to college. We're just spending money, and that's what the economy wants, spend money. That's what they call normal people, consumers. They call you consumer. That's a negative word. All right, we're going to be delivered from this. All right, I'm with you, guys. I'm with you. I've had a lot of limiting beliefs around money, and this was one of them, where I thought the primary purpose of money was to preserve my good credit and pay bills. It wasn't necessarily get it, grow it, then pay all that stuff. So here's a scripture. I was listening to something recently by Dr. Joseph Murphy. If you never heard of him, he wrote a book. I got one of his books here. I think The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Absolutely amazing book. And I heard something on a channel that I was listening to, and he quoted a scripture in Job. Is Job talking about money? Not really, but a little bit. Job 22:21 says, "Submit to God and be at peace with him, and in this way, prosperity will come to you." Submit to God. So faith-driven people and leaders and business people, all of us men and women of faith, submit is an interesting word. We yield who we are. We yield ourselves. Who is the creator? Who is God? Who is God? I thought we were already yielded over to him. All right, so let's think of it like this. If we look at that, the creator of the universe, right? I wrote something else down. The creator of the universe gave us something, and I'm gonna quote something that I paraphrase. It says, "I can do all things through Christ consciousness that gives me the power to do it. I have all the power. I have all power that I have the capacity to have. That last part. I have all power that I have the capacity to have. All of the power that you will ever need, you already have it. How do I get this power? Remember, we're going to get over this money thing, right? We're going to get over this, and we're not going to stay in that thing where it's just circulating, but not circulating to us and through us. I got another one, another quote for you that I'm going to share with you. But all the power that we need, we already possess. The creator of the universe has already given you that. All right. So what is the how? A lot of people want to know, well, how do I get this power? I can do all things through Christ's consciousness. The problem with that statement that's made in the Bible, when I say I can do all things through Christ, then what happens is then there becomes a disconnect between me and Christ, because a lot of believers don't know that they can do that. A lot of believers don't know they can do that. So we're not even talking about a person. We're just talking about consciousness. A consciousness is available right now. Don't you think that if there's a consciousness available, I know there's a consciousness that I can tap into that gives me, doesn't give it to me. It allows me to access the power that I have, because that's really what we need. We need to access the power that we have. As a faith-driven leader, business owner, person that's looking to really fulfill the purpose for your life, fulfill the meaning of why you're on this planet, is the consciousness of Christ. It is that kind of consciousness that will give us access to the power that I already have, and I already have the capacity to have that power. We're talking about how faith-driven people get money wrong, and they get money wrong because they're lacking. I've lacked the conscious awareness of something. I give you credit where credit is due. Myron Golden, if you've not heard of him, he's all on YouTube. He's got a lot of subscribers, and he's an excellent teacher of the Bible principles, and an excellent teacher of mind change, like changing your mind. That's really what I would, if he had a superpower, it would be he helps people change their mind. And he shared something in a video, I think it was the end of 23, that stuck with me. And what he said is, if there was anything that you had to get, if there was anything that was going to push the needle forward, if there was anything that could change your life fastest, I'm telling you, what he said blew me away. He said it is to get in the awareness. I need the awareness of what it is that I need to know, or what I don't know, or the awareness of what I'm doing so that I can easily not do it or do something different. So it's the lack of awareness, goes back to the statement, that keeps people of faith getting money wrong all day, every day. So let's think about awareness. I'm going to share something else that Myron shared as well in a second. But awareness is kind of like ignorance. And ignorance is basically the same as not being aware of something. So, when I was thinking about, what Myron said in that video about it's that you lack awareness. It's like, okay, when we think about money, how much money, like most people want to get to six figures, but most people, so just say I want to get to seven figures, right? Person want to get from 0 to 7 figures. And you made $100,000 this year. Then what happens is you lack the awareness of how to do it faster, how to get the extra 900,000, or how to, instead of doing 100,000 in 1 month, 1 year, you do it 100,000 in 1 month. It's like, so the awareness of making something go faster, like think about that. If we've been taught that, hey, I should make $100,000 a year. Why weren't we taught how to make $100,000 a month? There's an awareness that has to happen. And one day it clicks and you say to yourself, oh my goodness, like that was easier. This is exactly what Myron teaches. He teaches that it's easier to make a lot of money in a short amount of time than it is to make a little amount of money in a long period of time. He teaches that, literally teaches that. Like that's his thing. Now it's so simplistic because it's going to sound simplistic here, where it's a mental shift. It's an awareness thing. It's not like, you just got to work so hard. All right. And he actually says, he looks at people working hard and he says, I'm not even working that hard and I'm making so many millions of dollars. And I don't even work full time. Like he doesn't even work full time. He says, but I'm making all these millions of dollars and they're working so hard, but they're not making them. So what's the difference between a person that's already making, $10 million a year versus a person only making $100,000 a year? Awareness. It's literally an awareness. And guys, I'm a reporter of the information right now because yes, I'm moving in my awareness. I'm moving in my awareness. I am the first multimillionaire in the Moore family of Willie and Ellie Moore this year, 2024. I'm the first. That is absolutely what has already happened this year. When I say already happened, I mean that it's been mandated. It's already happened when the creative universe created me. That's when it was set this year, 2024. Before this year is over, it'll be, hey, multimillionaire this year and beyond. This year and beyond, right? That's why we got a company called Beyond Freedom Financial, because we decided to go beyond. And really, at the end of the day, it's not just about money. Now, here's the thing. It's not just about money, but it is. And I'm going to share with you a powerful quote that I got from Dr. Joseph Murphy that really, 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 really sets the stage for how we really get this, how we really make it happen. So the awareness to do something is what makes or helps a person to do something. By not being aware, it's like I will continue to get money wrong. Who wants to continue to get money wrong today? No one's going to raise their hand. I ask questions a lot of times. How much money would you like to make? And a lot of times when I ask the question, some people, not all people that I talk to, some people start talking about what they don't want. Well, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, wait, stop. We're not talking about what we don't want to do. How much, what do you actually want? And what happens is because of the awareness that we do have, we think that it's harder to make money. We think that it's harder to get certain things. And because we don't have the awareness of it. So we immediately put blocks. Like I was coaching somebody where I would say, I would give them instructions and they would always come back to me and put something in between what they wanted and what they had already. So I would say, hey, do this. And then they would come back and say, well, because of this, I can't do that. I'm like, wait a second. How in the world did you just put that obstacle in front? Got another quote that I got to read here. It says the obstacle to wealth is in your own mind. That's by Dr. Joseph Murphy. The obstacle to wealth is in your own mind. So my client, who literally, she had nothing. She had zero. She had no clients. She was making no money. She didn't know how to make any money doing the things. She wanted to do something in our field, but had no awareness of how to do it. She's like, oh, I want to do it, but I just don't know how. And then I introduced her to something called tax strategy. Now, she had never done tax strategy before. She heard of it, but she wasn't really aware of how it worked. I introduced her to it, showed her how it works, said, this is what you do, and go. Once she had the awareness, then all of a sudden it was like she got clients that paid her $13,000, $10,000, $5,000, $3,000, $4,000, whatever thousand. Like they just started paying her. Now, what was interesting, you got to check this out. what was interesting about what happened with her is that she kept putting an obstacle in front of her. Well, I don't know this yet. Well, I don't know. I'm like, stop that. You don't need to know it yet. You just need to be able to do what I asked you to do, which is just go and sell it to them. Because doing it is not as hard as you think. Here's the thing, and she was victim to the obstacle to her own wealth was in her mind, and she kept putting an obstacle in front. Well, I need this, and because I don't have this, I can't do that. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a living example of anybody, faith-driven, non-faith-driven, whatever, of someone who didn't know how. I didn't know how to do any of the things that I know how to do today in business until I knew how to do them. Or sometimes until I got paid to do them. I got paid to do tax strategy before I really knew what I was doing. Jay, is that fake it until you make it? No, it's just, hey, I was certain that I could do it. Check it out. I was certain that I could do it, even though I didn't have much experience at it. I just was like, well, other people are doing it, so apparently I can do it. So not that I'm not going to do it like them, but I'm just going to figure out what's some of the simple things to do that most people aren't doing. And literally, I know the tax code. I know as much about the tax code as I need to know. I'm not a tax code junkie, but I know enough about the tax code that I need to know. And so here's what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, I found the basics. I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell it. Sold it. Well, what are the basics? Got the basics, got coaching, got mentorship. I had to get coached up. I had to get shown some stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, no, I'm not going to know everything. But you know what? Most businesses get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 or 7 things wrong. That's all I need to do. And literally, I get with high-level entrepreneurs. They could be doing multi-millions and they're getting it wrong. I have enough information to fix a high-level problem that on the highest amount I've saved someone is just over $300,000. That's the highest. I've never saved more than that, but from as much as $3,000 to $300,000, that's how much I've saved people. The medium number a lot of times could be somewhere between 10 to 20, median 10 to 20. But in most cases, the ideal client is somewhere between 30 and 60. This is just the fact that I had to change how I saw things, and I took any obstacle that was there. Well, you don't know yet. I don't care. I don't have to know it all yet. I have to first find out if people want it. So that's one of the things about money is that once you understand what people want, think about it, what people desire, what people are looking for, and you just position yourself for it, then someone say, hey, I need that thing. It looks like you have it. Can you help me? Then you demonstrate that you can help them, because you're going to have to demonstrate it with what we do. It comes in a high level conversation, because if we're going to sell something anywhere from $7,000 to $30,000, then we're going to have a conversation. You're not just going to go to the website and click the button. So they got to come to the web. They got to come to a call, a Zoom. We're going to talk for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Go through what's going on, get information, and say, oh, looks like this is what we can do. Looks like this is how we can help. And then it says, wow, okay, no one ever, they may have questions. No one ever, they didn't want to do it, or they didn't really show me how. Okay, well, we got you. Like, this is what we do. But here's the thing. So that's one side of the money. That's one side. So when you become certain, and you remove obstacles. See, because if I put the obstacle in my own way, then what? I got a book over here. It's called The Obstacle is the Way, written by Ryan Holiday. It's a cute book. I've listened to it and I've read it. And anytime you see an obstacle, That's the way to go. Meaning, all you got to do is move it. All you have to do is move the obstacle. Because by moving the obstacle, I get to where I'm going to go. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times we get an obstacle, but what if I can't move it? I'll go back to what I quoted earlier. It says, I'm going to quote what I quoted already. It says, I can do all things through Christ consciousness that gives me the power to do it. I have all power that I have the capacity to have. So if you have all power, then that means that through your power, you can remove an obstacle. Because it's kind of like me saying, I'm the first millionaire this year, 2024, in the Willie and Nellie Moore family, right? There's an obstacle that I just says, I don't care if you're there. I already know that it happened this year. So whatever is there, I'm not going to put an obstacle to say, well, I haven't done it yet. I'm just going to say, well, I've already done it. And here's what's super interesting about it. You know how sometimes, you're looking for your purpose. You want to know why you were created. I've been created to help people to solve the same problem. I've been created to help people to solve money problems, get over money. Faith-driven people got to get money right. Because if faith-driven people don't get money right, then what does it say about the faith? All right, I'm going to leave you with this. We're almost done. Because the biggest problem I had with religion and faith in general, I didn't see it working for the people that said it worked. I didn't see it working, man. I said, wait a second. No one's rich. Well, most people aren't rich. Look, I personally desire to be rich. And because I desire to be rich, I'm looking, where are the rich people in church? Why are they hiding? Sometimes they hide. They don't want to know that. They don't want nobody to know they got money. I want you to know I got money. I want you to know that I have way more than I need. I want you to know that I have more coming in than I need. I need you to know that it's blowing up and multiplying here, not so I can just give it away. It's so that you can understand, well, why did you do that? Got to go back to Myron. Myron said something so powerful in one of his latest videos. He says, it's interesting because he used to be like most people, broke. He used to have all these money, limited beliefs. He used to have all the same problems that most people have until he didn't. And he says, so his goal is to he wants to share what he has. He says, what was interesting is that people start saying, I don't know if that's real. People start saying to him, I don't know if that's real. Imagine this. A person has the knowledge, has the information, but you don't want to take it. Now, that's interesting. See, because sometimes people of faith, they get so caught up in faith. They get so caught up in the indoctrination of what religion did to us that they don't actually know that it's okay to be rich. It's okay. It's okay to be God-fearing and rich. It's okay to have more than you need. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to have what you actually desire. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that they read the scripture. In the scripture, the rich ruler, which we talked about that recent, maybe in the past few weeks, the rich ruler, everybody read that text and it says, well, if the rich, I can't be rich because it didn't look like he was fit for the kingdom. Oh, but with God, all things are possible. When I read that part, that's when I knew I could be rich. Because they didn't quote the last part. They would quote, it is harder for a rich man to enter the kingdom than to pass through the eye of a camel. But they did not quote, but with God, with the creator of this universe, all things are possible. When I read that, I said, you know what? Wow, God. Why? Wow. I'm so thankful that you put this in me. I'm so thankful that one, you put the desire in me, and then two, that I went and read the scripture so I didn't get it misconstrued. So that's why you should be rich. Because remember, with God, all things are possible. Lastly, there's something that we all have to get focused on and get clear on. Because without it, it's not going to work. And it's not just the part about having God in your life. We know you got that already. But I'm going to quote this from Joseph Murphy because he said some powerful things over his lifetime. He says, when money is circulating in when money is circulating in your life, that means you are economically healthy. Here it is. I call myself the healthy accountant. And I was unhealthy financially. When money is circulating in your life, that means you are economically healthy. See, faith-driven people who used to get money all wrong, look, you're going to get money all right, because you realize now that when the primary purpose of money is not to pay bills. The primary purpose of money is not to pay bills and to keep your good credit, which that's what I was doing. The primary purpose of money is to make money from your money and then use the money that you made for the stuff that you need. You should keep what you initially made. That's called the principal. That's the initial investment. Always keep what you initially got. And that's how faith-driven people can get money all right in 2024 and beyond. Guys, I hope you got value from this episode today, the AFYL Podcast, how faith-driven people get money all wrong. In this episode, you should have gained wisdom and principles of how to get money all right. And if you did, guys, we appreciate you. We love you. We hope to see you back here on another episode very soon. Be sure to like and subscribe if you've not already. Let somebody else know about this podcast, the AFYL Podcast with Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, the first millionaire of the Willie and Nellie Moore family. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.